Now we will solve exponential equations which are comparable to quadratic trinomial equations, that is x square plus bx plus c equals 0. Here we can see that x variable is replaced by a exponential term p to the power x. So if we just imagine that p to the power x is the variable u, then it will be a u square plus b u plus c. That is similar to this quadratic trinomial equations. So let us see how we can solve these forms of equation using these two examples. So here the first equation is 2 to the power twice x minus 5 times 2 to the power x plus 4. So here the exponential term, that x term, p to the power x is 2 to the power x. We need to convert this 2 to the power twice x into p to the power x square. That is, this is an square term actually. So the basic exponential term is 2 to the power x. We need to convert this term 2 to the power x square. That means we can write this as 2 to the power x square, because power on power, these two power will multiply, x and 2 they will multiply, and therefore will give this 2x power. So minus 5 times 2 to the power x plus 4 equals 0. So now if we assume this 2 to the power x with the new polynomials, let u equals 2 to the power x, then we will get u and then a square, u square minus 5 times u plus 4 equals 0. So this is a quadratic trinomial in terms of u, variable u, and this one is similar to x square minus bx plus c equals 0. So we know its factorization. If we factorize this part only, we will get x minus h and x minus k, because this minus h and minus k, they will multiply together and give this plus c, and minus hx and minus kx will give minus b. So how we can factorize this part? We take the coefficient of u square and coefficient of constant term and multiply them and divide them into two parts, so that their summation gives 5. That means both of them will take both minus 1 and minus 4, so their summation will give minus 5. So we can factorize it like this: u square minus 4u minus u plus 4 equals 0. So we divided this minus 5u into minus 4u and minus u. So now if we take u common from these two terms, we will get u minus 4, and if we take minus 1 common from these two terms, then we will get u minus 4, because taking this minus will make this u plus and this plus 4 as minus. So now if we take this common factor common, we will get u minus 4 times u minus 1 equals 0. Therefore u minus 4 equals 0, or u minus 1 equals 0, or u equals, if we take this 4 on the other side, or u equals, if we take this 1. So now u is 2 to the power x. So we can write 2 to the power x equals, u is 2 to the power x and 4 is 2 square. So 2 to the power x equals 2 square. Therefore x equals, these two powers are equal, x equals 2. So one solution is x equals 2, and here u equals 1. That is, u equals, u means 2 to the power x, 2 to the power x equals 1, 1 means 2 to the power 0. So here 2 to the power x equals 2 to the power 0. So these two power x equals 0. So therefore, solving these kinds of exponential equation which is comparable to this quadratic trinomial, similar to the quadratic trinomial, we will get two solutions for x. For example, here for this equation we got x equals 2 or x equals 0. Now let us solve the second equation. Here the equation is given minus 2 times 3 to the power twice x plus 3 to the power x plus 1 plus 9 equals 0. So now here 3 to the power x plus 1, 3 to the power twice x. So from this experience we know that any power 2x can be represented as x and then square. So here minus 2 times 3 to the power 2x will be 3 to the power x and then square. So this will give us this square term, but here it is 3 to the power x plus 1. So somehow we need to convert this into 3 to the power x term. That we can do in this way, that 3 to the power 1 times 3 to the power x. Because this is 3 to the power x plus 1, so if we take this power plus 1 out, that means 3 to the power 1 times 3 to the power x, then using multiplication law, index law, 3 to the power x times 3 to the power 1 will give us 1 plus x, that means 3 to the power 1 plus x, that is x plus 1, same thing, plus 9 equals 0. So for some equation, we need to do some more calculation to fit it into this quadratic trinomial exponential equation form. So now we know that if we assume 3x, that is 3 to the power x, with a new variable u, so let us assume u equals 3 to the power x. Now we are getting minus 2, this is u, so u square, plus 3 times, this part is only u, so 3u plus 9 equals 0. So now this u square term is negative. If we multiply this by minus 1, this whole equation by minus 1, so all the signs will change. So we will get minus 2 square will be plus 2 square, plus 3u will be minus 3u, plus 9 will be minus 9 equals 0. So now this is a quadratic trinomial equation in terms of variable u, like ax square plus bx plus c. Now we need to factorize it. So 2 and 9, we need to take the coefficient of u square and constant terms, 2 and 9, and we will divide them into their prime factors and we will keep an 1. So here this constant term is negative, therefore we will divide these numbers into two parts so that their difference give us 3. So we can do 2 times 3 is 6, 3 times 1 is 3. This is negative, so if we take minus 6 and plus 3, then we will get this minus 3. So we will do 2u square minus 6u plus 3u minus 9 equals 0. That means minus 6 plus 3u will give us minus 3. So if we take 2u common from here, we will get u here and we will get only minus 3 here. Plus if we take 3 common from here, we will get u and minus 3 equals 0. Therefore we are getting u minus 3 times twice u plus 3 equals 0. So now we are getting u minus 3 equals 0 or twice u plus 3 equals 0. So u minus 3 equals 0 or twice u plus 3 equals 0. So let us do this one. U equals minus 3 on the other side, so 3. So u equals 3, we know u equals 3 to the power x. So 3 to the power x equals 3, 3 means 3 to the power 1. So base equal, power equal. So we will get x equals 1. And here 2u plus 3 equals 0, that means 2u equals minus 3 or u equals minus 3 by 2. U is an exponential term, 3 to the power x. Therefore 3 to the power x equals minus 3 by 2. Any positive basis exponential will always be a positive value. So a positive value can't be equal to a negative value. So from here we will not get any solution. So any exponential base, if the base is positive, then any power, 3 to the power 1, 2, 3, 4, minus power, does not matter. Positive base will always give a positive value. So this left hand side is a positive value, right hand side is negative. So this positive and negative can never be equal. So this part will never give us any solution. So for solving this quadratic forms of exponential equation is giving us only one solution, x equals 1.